Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is October the 25th, and we're doing another test stream. We're checking all the equipment one final time and just giving it a go and see how it does this evening for a bit. So, Delia, I want to thank you for hopping on with me. I greatly appreciate it. Right now, I'm just putting together some flanged binding. I have my 3 stockings pressed and starched heavy so that I'll be able to utilize it this week with my 3-yard quilt project. Hello, Teresa Louise, honey, and thank you for joining. I did finish off today Fallon's 9-patch variation, and that border, the watermelon, looks amazing. I'll help you, Tess. Thank you, guys. I greatly appreciate it. We're just going to try to really bog this system down and see the more people in here, if we can manage to stay on or get kicked off or the hanky-panky starts again. We think we've got it. And all you can do is test it and find out how the system goes. So let me see. Shelly Clark, thank you, sweetheart. Janetta, thank you. Del Marie Snodgrass, hello from Northern California. Christine, hi, everyone. Joe, the tech guy, is now in the chat. He's going to also try to drop a few links to see if that'll give us a flare up as well. Kara Richards, hello. Try subscribers only. I see. Hope that keeps the trolls out. The trolls aren't making their way in, Teresa Louise. What happened was they came through the back door of our system per YouTube, per Zoom, after they did some checks. And lo and behold, they hacked our Zoom. So all that's been backwashed, cleaned out, and now we're back up. And they told us what to do. And we have to just keep testing the waters and giving them their best shot. We've done everything. They're backtracking it on their end, and they have it narrowed down to a state. So Lord helps the one that's doing it, because it's not just us. It's just going to be a blast when they all get busted, you know. Dorlin Dale, hello, sweethearts. It's just amazing what Joe's trying to talk to me, so hold on a second. I don't understand. You're sitting there waving. I don't understand what he's trying to tell me. I can't hear him. My ears are clogged up. But anyway, it's amazing the things that you go through in life. Shelly Clark, yeah, not a good idea to publish a Zoom address. Absolutely. Life lessons, you know. Teresa Louise is one of my mods, and she'll be helping out as well. Just send Zoom links by email. Absolutely. And that's how you learn, trial and error, you know. But anyway, tonight I'm going to work on setting up for some flanged binding. It's one of my favorite things to do now. It's every time I do a quilt, I'm liking the way that it really dresses it up, whether it's a large one or a small one. These, hello, Donna and everyone. Welcome to the chat, my love. So, Adam did come into our chat this afternoon, that tote that he's going to be doing with us. It's going to be amazing, and I look forward to that. We have one more open spot for a private Zoom if anyone would like it. It's $10 for the pattern, and you'll meet Adam and I on our Zoom. And basically, you're going to get a one-on-one couple hours with Adam, and he's going to walk us through the process of making the project. And I think that's pretty cool of him. And then our word of mouth, talking about the pattern and the project and things. It's just going to be amazing how it all works out. Testing 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. Betty Chapman, hello, my love. And let me see what else has been new since I talked to you this afternoon. Still real horse. Hubby went and got me some ginger root, and I got it in my bottle, and I've got honey in my bottle. Got me my cough drops, and now it's just a matter of resting tomorrow and taking it easy and seeing where we go from there. Welcome everyone joining. Remember, thumbs up. How are you? Guess who, Nancy? Did I miss her? Guess who, Nancy? Hello, sweetheart. I'm sorry if I missed you. So if you have never had a chance to do the flange binding, I have a video that'll be coming out this week on that. Joe's got it ready to publish. It's just, we've been a little bit busy, him taking care of me. Lady Hackathon, you know? So, he's taking on my duties and helping with brands and things while I'm a little bit down. So he's giving me the opportunity to rest and relax a bit today. Let me see, I've got this 3-yard quilt that we just finished up. It's ready to bind. That's why I'm making this flanged. I think it'll dress it up a bit. And soon as it's done, I'll let you look at that. It's just a fun binding to put on. And then I'm going to talk to Teresa Louise at some point. I think I might do the flange binding on the scrappy quilt as well. The 9-patch variations, what Fallon's calling it. That one came together so stinking fast. I probably am going to do a couple more of those, probably before Christmas. How are you? Guess who, Nancy? Nancy, can you fill us in on how you're doing, sweetheart? I'd greatly appreciate it, honey. If you weren't here this morning, my goal is, and that's keyword goal is, I'll go live on Thursday if I'm feeling better. And that'll be at the 3-yard quilt project. It'll be with the traditional one. If you haven't got the book, I did share the link in that. I can also do that again if you need that book. It's just going to be a fun one. Courtney had picked that pattern, and it seems like the ones that pick it have to step out a bit and they can't sell it. Poor Teresa Louise got down and out when we did hers and she missed out on it. Now Courtney picked this one and she's got a sub one day and has to be out of town the next. So we'll see how it goes. Mine, I'm going to do it with a twist though. I'm going to do it with a panel in the center, like something like what Teresa Louise did with the breast cancer one, but this is just going to be with the twist. So I can have my 3 granddaughters in this stocking and I'll put their names on it with the, what is that called? Cameo 4 with all the tools of that. Joe's going to use that tomorrow and get it set up. Hello, Tracy, sweetheart. How are you? Hope you're feeling better. It's just, you know how life hits you, and I got this one. Did you get my text today? Teresa Louise, did you get Tracy's text letter? No. If not, I'll connect you up somehow. So Journey's telling Delia hello. So Terry, Donna, you need to do a little self-care, lady. Absolutely. We're all caught up. We used today knowing that I was getting down, and I will make a post in my community tab. I'm definitely not doing a live at all tomorrow. I'm going to do self-care tomorrow and just do a lot of rest and sleep and probably, and as much as I can do with this cough. And I did talk to my doctor today, and if need be, I can get in tomorrow and or she'll call me in some meds. So we'll see how I feel in the morning. Thursday, if I'm still down and out, I hate to do it, but I will cancel the live for the 3-yard kickoff for the traditional, because honestly, I'm going to be doing it alone, which is fine. But if I'm not feeling well and I'm doing it with a twist, I want to kind of make sure that my brain's not fogged up and I can really focus on what I'm doing. And I appreciate all your patience with it. Friday, no matter what, I will be live at 10 o'clock p.m. with a special guest. And I'm naming that episode Spill the Tea. It's going to be a fun one. You're not going to want to miss it. It'll only be about an hour. And if I'm still feeling down, we're going to have to push the Lion Quilt back 1 extra week. And I'm sorry about that. Please do that. Something to help that cough calm down. Absolutely. It's right here where I had my thyroid removed. And I think that's what hurts the most is when I'm coughing. I'm sipping on honey off of teaspoons and sucking down water like you wouldn't believe. And that honestly, I'd have never thought of the ginger root. like Amy said. And Joe went out and got, I thought he was going to bring me home one little claw of it. He brought him a bag of it. So we're going to use that and pray the good Lord heals this mess and we can be back to our normal. But so much goodness is coming our way with so many different projects. If you missed it today, I'm just gonna go back over that because it was mind-blowing for Joe and I. Every once in a while good things do come your way, and I got an email this morning, and it was quite delightful, and we're going to think about it, seriously pray on it, figure out what we want to do. But So Powerful has invited me to come out to Houston, Texas, and then go on to Zambia in Africa and do some prayers and hang these bags on these young ladies. So we're going to think about it actively and make some good decisions, what we think's best for us. So I think that's one amazing opportunity. We're just going to have to wait and see. Handmade by Ying, I still am not right since I was sick at the beginning of October. I honestly, and I put it right out there, I was really sick a couple weeks ago. And I was down, and I thought I knocked it, you know what I'm saying? But evidently things like to linger and hang on. I really think some R&R for a day or so might be the key. So that's what I'm gonna do. But Joe and I have until the 15th of November to respond to this email and let them know if we're coming, and we would be flying out to Houston and do a meet and greet and sit out there and do some serious discussions on and stuff that is so powerful. And I think that would be an amazing opportunity for us. And even if we go, amazing, we would have you pray with us. But if we don't, it's just an amazing opportunity to even be thought of, that you're worthy enough to come do something so powerful and so amazing in a world where it is today. So we just got a lot to think about on it. I think it would be amazing. I am still going to sew together the purses as I did last year, and that's an amazing opportunity to have my subscribers join in as well, and we'll jointly mail those in as I did last year. And it's just so amazing how many hands we all get involved and an amazing project comes to life. And I just think that's so cool. So I'm going to show you this. This is my flanged binding, and I made this one just a smidge, like 1/4 of an inch, a little bit wider than what I should have. It should come out 2 inches. Excuse me. But I wanted it to be a little looser on this corner over here. So I'm doing it just a smidge different, not a whole lot. Donna, I'm loving the close-up view of your sewing machine. Thank you, sweetheart. We've always done it, but our system's been giving us a fit for a bit. And so with the new computer and things, Joe's got it back up and running the way it needs to be now. And he's back to switching cameras, and I'm liking it. This way I can look up and see if I've got everything to where I need it to be. And it comes in quite handy that way. And I appreciate you saying something, Tracy. Tomorrow Joe's going to work on unboxing and setting up my machine for me. That I'm going to be sitting here with you, and we'll do a little video of that if I feel up to it. But that's not going to be alive. It's just, we want to get it up and running because I've got a lot of projects I need it for, and I can't wait. It's supposed to be an easy setup. It says 1, 2, 3, and you're up and running. I've got my crates over here filled with all kinds of vinyl. Whether we're doing stuffed in here to a vehicle, a t-shirt, a jar, whatever. Can we see one of the bags? I don't have them right now, but I will make one. I've also got the pattern that once I pull it out of my archives and email, I'll be able to send that. That is a free pattern as well. Let me see. Is it a specific pattern? Yes, it's one specific pattern. It comes in two different forms that you'll be able to do it. It's the same pattern, but they do not want you to deviate from the pattern whatsoever, whether it be the width of the straps, because they want everybody to look the same with the same bag, but you can use just different fabrics. These bags are really not hard to make. I can make one in about 45 minutes to an hour. They are amazing. Are you getting a new machine? I'm being tempted to go ahead and buy another sewing machine, but I have no, there's nothing wrong with my baby lock. I've sewed on Becca's and I've seen Courtney's and Teresa Louise's and Ian's, and they're all workhorses. My baby lock's a workhorse, and I've got a baby lock dealer about 45 minutes away from me. So if something goes wrong that Joe or I can't do the maintenance, we can just slip it out of the table and take it straight in for maintenance. And then I've also got my Singer as a backup, but it's just one of those ones you're tempted to buy, but it would be something special. I would have to find a super special deal in order to change out of my baby lock. It's been my go-to. You will have fun with the Cameo. Again, check out Jennifer Maker. I've been watching her. She uses Cricut Maker, but you can use a lot of useful information. I've been watching that. What machine are you opening tomorrow? I'm going to be, we did the preliminary opening of the Cameo. It's my stiletto. And we've just like cracked the box open and showed it. But it's kind of like a Cricut machine, but with a twist. And it's just amazing. It's called the Cameo 4. It's a stiletto. It does a lot of vinyl work. You can do card making with it. The things you can make with it are endless. The possibilities are more than I can ever even dream of making. It's just going to be fun to use. You can make Christmas cards with it. Ian has his, and he demonstrates a lot of videos over on his channel, Tracy, on ideas that he has and how he uses it. I like having a second and sometimes a third machine, different thread setups, set the tension so I can jump around instead of changing. I get it. I have my Singer set up that way if I want to do a specialty stitch or something. Sheila Clark, if you sew a lot of bags, a Juki helps with the heavy seams. I used to use mine for piecing because it got a lot of holes in the throat plate. Oh, okay. I didn't know to do that. Yeah, my last year I made more than I can count of those bags, and it's just all cloth and they're easy to make. My mom has a Cricut. It's something like that. I know I probably shouldn't put them in the same category, but basically the gist of it's the same. The stiletto and the Cricut, you know. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Sandra, hello and welcome, sweetie. So it's just like I said, gonna be a lot of fun learning to make. I have a Cricut Maker as well, and I know I have a lot of friends out there that I can rely on. My daughter has the same machine, I believe, and she was supposed to help me get set up this week, but with not feeling well, it's one of those ones you love your kids enough you don't want them to come around right now when you don't feel swell, and she's better off not to. She works in the medical field with clients and stuff, and I don't want her to get sick. Making sure I didn't miss anything. I really like my brother PQ15 SL. It's been a great machine, and it's half the price of a Juki. Uh, I really, the sad part is it would be a want, not a need, because there's not a doggone thing wrong at this time with my machines. And I just really enjoy them. Was that the kids? Oh, okay. He's waiting on our grandpup to be picked up. And he thought he heard someone at the door. So when you're making the flanged binding, you can see visually the size difference. Now all you're going to do is fold it in half, just like you would your regular binding. And give it a little finger love there and press it down. And when I'm doing it, I just like a hint of that backing to show through, and I'll show you here in just a second. It's just one of my favorite bindings to make these days. And I'll chat a bit while we're doing it, but see how nice that comes out. It's just, it will dress up your quilt. There's just no other way of putting it. So, and as I'm working it, I'm just coming straight down, and I'll give it a little bit of a finger press because I want it to be straight. I don't want it to be all wonky. And then I'll just hold it and press because I want it to be a firm lock in with this. I don't want it to get wonky at all. It does great with free motion quilting too. Cool. There's little projects I would rather just do on my domestic versus loading the long arm, but I'm learning little tips and tricks that I can whip something onto the long arm and do 2 or 3 projects at once. So I'm thankful and blessed long armors are teaching me their tricks because I'd have never thought of doing them. And it's a blessing. Oops, that's crooked. I can see it right there. That's why it's really important to just finger press it and go slow if you want it to look right. Trying to get this pressed down just a hint. Hi Mona. It's great. Shelly, my brother, was 450 and my Juki was 12 at the time, and that was 6 years ago. I know what I paid for my baby lock, and I'm thankful and blessed I got it on one of those TV bargain deals that they had at the time. And the price just keeps going up on them. But like I said, Joe can take this sucker apart. I've never had to have it per se in the shop, thank God. Anything that's went wrong with it, he's been able to fix. Or I watched a few of Tiffany's videos. Like I had a little spur on my kick plate. I didn't even know what that was. And kept reading, and Joe and we were going nuts trying to figure it out. And we watched one of her videos, and she showed how to use a nail file, one of the metal ones, and feel for it. And I did, and there was definitely one there because I had a needle break, and it must have kicked back and buried itself in. And it's one of those ones I would have never thought to check that. And that was the last thing. And as soon as we rubbed that little spur out of there, all the problems with the machine went away. The girl knows her stuff. I love it, Juki. 200 QI, Rowan. I have a brother, PSI 15, and I love it. Absolutely. I think a lot of times it's what we get used to sewing with. And some people say I'm a brand snob because I just like my baby locks, but I think that's because it's my first real machine. I had my Singer and I dearly love it. And I use it when I've got fancy stitches that I want, or I go to a retreat or something. It's easy to transport. So the Juki is equal to a brother 1500. I don't know. I don't know. I really honestly don't know. Teresa Louise or one of the others would probably be better to tell you, Tracy. I just don't know. I've sewed on the Juki and I really like the way the pressure foot, it is 100% dead on to your 1/4 inch. But I've also seen to where they're still using their seam guide with it. So I don't know. I have a 200 model and it doesn't have the speed control. It's like are usually about 750. It's good ideas. Excuse me. But it's all that everything that we like to learn about. Mona, I still have an old brother stitches. Absolutely. If you had your first machine, what did you learn to sew on? And then what do you have now? That would be neat to see, over the course of time, what you have versus what you started with. I also have a Viking Topaz 50. It's a pretty good machine, but my brother's the most. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm trying to watch so I don't burn my fingers. Once I get this made, I'll be able to chat a little bit more than I am now. Do what, honey? No. He cracks me up. He needs to come over here and just read my chat for me. I have a Viking that I bought in 2013. I've never saw one of those, Dahlia. You're gonna have to show me a picture. Send me one. I also learned on a Benina, then Jamie, and then now Bernina. Oh, okay. What was your selling point, Christine, in moving machines? Like change them. I don't know a lot about the other machines. Like I said, I'm all about the baby lock, but I'm learning slow and steady. Let me see. I have a brother, ST 371. I can't make out the other numbers. My first, and I've been sewing for 2 years. Cool beans, Donna. Excuse me. I don't think when I started the mask making with the pandemic, my hubby ever thought that it was going to turn into something like this, But it's a fun ride for us in our retirement. The brother, PQ 1500 SL, stitches 15 stitches per minute. It's so fast. Oh, okay. I think Bernetta is about the same as Bernina. Okay. I think the Bernina is the one that Adam Sews has, if I understood him right. He nicknamed her Nina. But don't quote me on that. I'd have to go back and watch the video. I think that's what he said. I too started with mask making and then I was hooked. I'm telling you right now, I did home economics, made a shirt that when I come home, my mom was so gentle with me. He's, I don't know where he's at. Thank you, Jason. Hold on a second. Peyton, Baby has 2 bags at the bottom of the steps. All right. Now I can shut that off. I'm done with that. And it did what? I had Baby Lock Jazz too. I didn't like it. It shook the whole table. I like to use big spools also. That makes sense. Mine's hooked down in the table. It sits down in. So that might be the difference. I don't know. It does go quite fast though. Morning, Donna. Good morning, Janet, and welcome, sweetheart. I started with clothes for Barbies and my troll dolls. That's cool. That is really cool. So this was my 3-yard quilt that we did last week and finished up. Donna, you really should go get some rest, honey. I know, right? I told him I'd stay on till about 8:45, and that'll give me a chance to throw this binding in. If y'all want to stay with me, I'd greatly appreciate it. But this is the back. It's just an old, I don't know what you call it. It's just really a sweet texture, but it's just variegated a lot. And then this is what the front looks like. So I'm kind of curious as to how it's going to come together. I learned my sewing skills from you all on YouTube, and thanks. Oh, sweetheart, thank you. So when I'm putting it on, you have to remember that the flanged side has to go belly down so that when you're bringing it around, it's going to showcase for you. So if you have never done it that way, that's just the way I prefer to do it. And I always put a couple little pins in, not that I need to remember where my start and stop was. It's just the way that I've been taught to do it. And that way it won't slide at all for me. Morty Lasagna have my mother's white machine from the 40s, needs a motor. And until I bought my Juki a few months ago, I had only used my 1950s Kenmore. How cool is that? I think we can learn so much from the old machines. When I was in Virginia, when I went down to see Becca, there was a quilt store there, and it was also a repair shop. And at the time when I went in, I didn't know that. And it was just sweet. The owner had all these sewing machines from Singers, all kinds, from like the beginning of time, I believe. And it was nice to have him walk through and talk about the machines and show them. It was really, I love a good vintage. I keep telling my husband I would love one of those old time treadles. My mom had one many, many years ago. Not that I ever used it, but excuse me. But it was always fun to sit and watch her and my gram sew, and they would just get their feet going and off they would go sewing and make our clothes and stuff. And it was just fun memories. That's the same machine I used to multi lasagna. Kenmore is so quiet, and I used it for a while. You sleep and you would never know it. How cool is that? I never knew that. Shelley Clark, I had a treadle. It was like walking and chewing gum at the same time. I would pay a lot. It doesn't even have to work. It's just one that would bring back those memories. But then when I see one, you know what I mean? I'm kind of wishing my siblings, one of them would have had, um, wanted to keep moms or something. That way it would have been the one shear my gram sewed on, but it's just the memories. They're in our hearts and in our minds anyway. If that's too loud for you, I'm sorry, I could slow down. Okay, I didn't know if they could hear the machine or not. Did you get the top done for the 9 patch? Yes, I did, and it's right here. I'll hold that up as soon as I get this binding on and let everybody see it. It turned out so stinking cute. Lasagna, I swear it is much, it is so much quiet. If I had company, it would brag about. I made it listen. Oh, that's cool, honey. Yeah, I was trying to go slower so I didn't drive them crazy. Let me see. Lasagna. The old mint table. I can remember those. Isn't that crazy? Do what, honey?
Sure thing.
Why?
You want to feel for your finger.
I love you, honey. You care, huh? Excuse me. Let me see. I just need a little set of pattern discs for it. That makes sense. Absolutely. I'll take a computerized machine any day. It's nice to have the convenient features. My treadle ended up. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm just in love with the old machines. I have a featherweight now. Oh, I just love the vintage, I guess would be the way to say it. I just think they have so much history and they look so amazing. I believe Ian is going to be sewing Monday night on his vintage machine. And that's going to be fun to watch. He's going to unbox it and pull it out and put it to use and see how she sews. And I think that's going to be amazing. Hooked over here. I was getting hooked on my phone over here, honey. Lordy lasagna. My sister has grandmother's singer treadle machines and they both work. How cool is that? I'm always on the look for it. And like I said, I know it's not going to be the same as my mom's or my grandma's, but it would just have been nice to have had it. I would love a featherweight. I hear that they were awesome and I would love one, but whew, I don't know. That's like taking it back in time. When I sell my vintage machines, I often just wonder who had it before I did and what they ever made on them. I just I'm just blown away when I think about all the history that goes into these older machines. I'm like you, so Terry, absolutely. And to see an old time treadle, I mean, I can see them hand stitching and making stuff, but to have one of the treadles, I can remember sitting there listening to that click, click, click like that when my mom and my grandma sewed, and I just loved it. I just think they're neat. And can you imagine history, say another 20 years, what the sewing machines is going to look like? What we've got now would be vintage. Hello, everyone. How's the test going? Your quilts look awesome with your border on. Absolutely. And thank you, honey. I'm just having a blast finishing up a lot of my projects because I got to get them off the table. I've been slacking in that what we were all doing with Sunday wrap up, to where we would say what we've done all week. I just have been honestly too busy to sit down and do a video that's gonna tell everybody, hey, I've been up to this. All they got to do is look at my videos. And I'm not being mean, but I will be more diligent on the first of the year. I will try to hit a couple whips and UFOs on special projects. But I'm really, really busy, honestly, with customer quilts right now. And to me, that's important. Let me see. I saw a featherweight for sale here in Lakeland, Florida a few weeks ago. It was, I'm guessing in the 1930s is what she means. I don't know exactly what, but it needed a lot of work and only $250. How cool. I have my grandmother's treadle machine, not in working order, needs a little fixing. I just think that they bring back so much memories, the history, that just knowing they all worked and what all they did with them. I just think it's amazing and mind blowing. I used to crawl under my grandmother's treadle and rock on the treadle foot, not even knowing I was probably causing her to mess her machine up. I can remember doing that too. It was just right there. And you try to do what she's doing, you put your hands down there even and rock along. And heck, we might have been helping them. I don't know. We could have been hindering them. I don't think they ever minded the extra motion though. I already had too many other projects. Absolutely. And Shelly, by the way, I didn't mean to blow past that, honey. Thank you for the compliment, honey. So far, the test is going good. Joe's still monitoring things on our side. I passed on it, and I've already had too many other projects. Yes, I saw that. But the goal is to let the little trolls and the little minions come out and play. And we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna go getting cocky. Do what, love?
Yeah, I'm hoping we took their.
Oh, okay. You can restore those machines. I have done a few restores myself, really. That's how I got back into sewing. I was just interested in restoring, and then I decided I may as well use them. Absolutely. Would love to know how old my grandma's machine is. As if she's was alive, it would have been about 110. How cool is that? I think that's awesome. I sewed on a vintage machine when they were all we had. I had been sewing since 1960s. The memories I had are struggling with an old machine. My first computerized machine was like heaven. Oh, I bet. I think it's just the memories of the clothes that were made. They weren't into like the quilt making for my family anyway back in the day, and if they were, I didn't know it. It was more about the clothes making or the hemming up someone's because the clothes was being passed along, things like that. Now my gram, she would sew anything. She was amazing. But mama, she would always just mend and fix. Gonna put this one in. You can look up years of a singer, country, made in how many? Oh, really? I had no idea you could do that. That would be neat. So now, excuse me. Good Lord. So you just look on here, and the easiest way, we've all done it a million times, is fold open your binding and find out exactly how wide it is, and that's how much you're going to cut off. So this ended up being 2 3/4. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to lay it right here on it. Make sure it's all flat. And then I'm going to lay this down right here. And I'm going to mark. Because I want that in there and I want it to be snug. Get it just right. Then we just cut it off and do it like you would any other binding. Not too shabby, I'd say. We didn't lose too awful much of it. Open this up, turn it over belly down like we normally would. One up, one down, and pull them in tight. Because you want these to line up as best you can. And then repin again. And then I've got it laid as flat as I can, and I'm going to pull it up and feed it in. And as always, you never cut it until you're sure that it all pulls in tight. And then you just pull it snug. And it's a good tight fit, as you can see. So now I'll cut it off and just join it in as well. And then we'll just get back around and we're done. So Terry, did you buy the bonding or did you make it? I'm seeing Etsy that you can buy pre-made binding, even Tula's binding. No, I just sat here and made it while we were talking, honey. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm cheap. I like the way that it turns out. So I like to make sure I can do it. Please take some time to get yourself back to 100%. We'll miss you, but you need time for yourself. Your health comes first. Absolutely. I am taking it tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I'm honestly thinking, I think you need to go to bed. I do too, honestly. As soon as I get this whip stitched in, I think I am going to call it a night. And the next time you see it, it'll be whipped around, but I'll pull it over and just show you what it's going to look like. And then when it's done, you'll get to see it as it's all finished up. Because I am quite tired. But we just wanted to really push the limit on this tonight. Make sure that we had everything reset and back to normal. Finger under there where I shouldn't. Then I always back tack it in. And then I'm just going to push it around. I'm not going to actually do it. I'm just going to pull this down so you'll be able to see it. Because I'm really honestly kind of done for the night. But I just want to show you this. I will use that. So when you're doing it, it's like any other binding. You're just going to flip it over. And then you're just going to push out. And then you're going to lay it down. And look how nice that dresses that up. You'll get a better view when it's done and I can hold it up. But let me see if I can pin that to give you a little bit of a decent view anyway. There it is. There you go. It'll look better when it's all seamed in, but you'll bring your needle right down on this red, and it's going to tack it in perfectly. Excuse me, I am so sorry. But I'm gonna leave this sit out, so I know it's my last one to do. I am gonna hop off here in just a second. I wanted to take the time though to thank you guys for joining me tonight for a little bit and this afternoon so that we could check our system and see how everything was. And tell y'all we appreciate you, and thanks for everything you do for us, from the thumbs up to sharing our channel. We appreciate you. Sometimes you're right, we got to do some self-care. So I honestly think I'm going to take Wednesday, probably Thursday, and I'll put a post out before I go to bed tonight. Then I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple days. We'll push this new project to next week. And I hate to do that, but I kind of need a minute. Yeah, Janet, I'm going to pull that down, honey. Thank you for reminding me. I put a little note there, so when I quilt it, I know what to put on the label, because if I get someone else's pattern, I like to share it. Which way? This one or this one?
So,
Yeah, we're going to show it. He's swapping cameras for me, so hold on. And all that's 100% scraps, with the exception of the border. And Teresa Louise, you were right, and whoever else said the watermelon, I think it turned out really cute. And I really like that. Need to finish mine. Looks awesome, Donna. Thank you, sweetheart. I love it. Like I said, I'm just gonna take a couple days for me, some downtime under the hot blankets, because I'm real chilled. I just can't get warm. So with all that being said, I appreciate you. I will be back regardless of what's going on in my life, unless the good Lord moves me somewhere else for a day or two. I am going to be live on Friday night with a special guest as they spill the tea on something. And I really want y'all to hop over to my channel. It'll be following So Becca. Soon as she goes off the air, we're all going to slip over to my channel for about an hour and just have some fun. Not going to tell you who the guest is. You're just going to have to come check it out. So you guys take care. God bless. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I'll see you back in a few days. Take care, guys. Love you.